Water. You say, there's like sharks. Vodka right now.
That was like vodka or 151, didn't it?
Vinegar. White vinegar. We are live.
I'd like to welcome everyone to the August the 5th Commissioners Meeting. Join me in the pledge of allegiance to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everyone. Okay. Approve a motion for the minutes from July the 3rd.
Make a motion, we approve the minutes from the July 23rd meeting.
I second.
All those in favor signify by aye. Motion to approve accounts payable vouchers.
I make a motion to approve the accounts payable vouchers.
I second that.
All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
And approve payroll docket motion.
Make a motion to approve the payroll docket.
I second.
All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Okay. I don't see Kevin here.
There he is.
Yeah.
Is it? I'm sorry. Kevin?
He took Brian.
He took Ryan's spot. That threw me. Come on down.
Okay, hopefully before you is a resolution I put together to come in conformity with House Act 1461 that passed last year, where the trustees are now mandated by state to create a road and infrastructure fund. And 30% of what is left at the end of the year from the unrestricted funds, which is basically the general fund, because the other funds are restricted, the fire and the assistance, goes into the road and infrastructure. As my township incorporates obviously the city as well as the county, I went to the city council meeting last night and they signed off on the resolution. I'm going to see you gentlemen tonight and then the city council, county council next week. Basically, it's a win for you guys. It's the way the state is trying to use some of the money that they deem not being used, I guess, you know, rather than just sitting in the bank accounts. So what will happen is I will get a list with your approval and the councils of any road or infrastructure work you want done. It has to be done within the township. It can't be the county only, a township. Saluda, Republic and all that, that's their responsibility to do the same thing I am doing, to give you money for that part. Once I get a list of what they're looking at doing, I take it back to my board and they will approve or not approve. I'm sure they will approve. We are not engineers. We didn't on the trustee board to build bridges and do roads. But if they approve on it, then we will just cut you the check. I'm splitting the check between you and the city, especially the first year, trying to work out roads within the township is hard. I know the amount of roads that are in the city. There is no way that I can find out the amount of roadage you have in the township that comes under county verification, under county control. I can get the whole county, but I can't get the township. So he might know better than me, but I couldn't find it anywhere and I looked.
He'd make it up.
Yeah, it does. So basically,
Just take him a pie. He'll
Yeah.
find you whatever.
basically, the amount is roughly just under 80,000 this year. So it's like 78.6. I'm sorry, I forgot I left that in my car, which will be split both ways once my board approves and you guys approve that you want the money. And that will be every year until the state changes their mind again, which could be in the next 6 months because they're changing the law so rapidly as far as trustees are. That's basically about it. Do you have any questions for me?
Where's this money transferred to? Does it have a distinct line item or?
as far as you or far as
Yes,
me?
yes.
To a newly established township roads and infrastructure.
So it'd be a new
Yeah,
line item.
I've had to, I've had to
Well, it'll be
create.
an
a fund.
entire new fund, and I'll ask State Board of Accounts if I have to create one for every township,
I bet
that,
you do.
I bet I do,
Cover the paper.
keep it all separate.
And
Yeah.
good luck with it, because statement of accounts.
I
And,
know.
you know, Jeff, I've had a lot of meetings and as with a lot of things, they're still playing catch up.
Yeah,
You know,
and interpreting
exactly, and I get a
what
different
has
email
been
every week.
imposed.
So, but as it stands right now, as of the 5th of August, this is what's gonna happen unless I'm told otherwise in the next few days. So I put that money aside already in the fund, designated for road and infrastructure for the township. And, yeah, that's basically where we're at. So, with you guys' approval, all I would need is a copy once you've all signed, or you can email me.
Okay,
And then once I get a list of what roadworks or bridges from that gentleman over there, then I take it to the board. I don't think there'd be an issue. I say, we're not engineers, we're not gonna sit there and tell you how to do the bridge, and I didn't sign up for that, so.
Well, we need this in a motion, I would say.
Sure. So I'll make a motion, we approve the interlocal agreement between the Madison Township and Jefferson County on transfer of 30% of excess funds into the roads and infrastructure fund that will be established by the auditor.
I second.
Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by aye. Motion carries.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron.
Okay.
So, the resolution that we.
Need to read it.
we don't have to read it out loud, but.
The short one.
Go for it.
You do. Normal, they're like. So, I'm gonna make a motion that we pass the resolution, resolution 26.
If we read it, right,
2026, which we said we didn't have to read it, so
okay.
if you want to.
It wasn't published before for the public, so if you kindly read it.
You want me to?
Okay, this is when,
So,
yeah,
yeah, the-
AGA 1461.
Yeah, same one, this is just says we'll do it with all townships, this was just specifically for Madison Township.
Okay. I guess we could read it.
Sure.
Okay, resolution number 2026-15. A resolution of the Jefferson County Commissioners of Indiana approving an interlocal cooperation agreement pursuant to Indiana Code 36-1-7 and implementing the requirements of HEA 1461. Whereas Indiana Code 36-1-7 permits governmental entities to enter into agreements for joint or cooperative action, and whereas HEA 1461 requires townships to annually identify unrestricted funds exceeding the following year's budget and transfer a portion into a roads and infrastructure fund, and whereas HEA 1461 requires adoption of a capital improvement plan identifying infrastructure needs and funding, and whereas the Jefferson County Commissioners of the State of Indiana desire to cooperate with other general governmental units for infrastructure improvements, and whereas such cooperation promotes public health, safety, and welfare, and now therefore it be resolved by the Jefferson County Commissioners of the State of Indiana as follows. Section 1, the interlocal cooperation agreement is approved. Section 2, officials are authorized to execute the agreement. Section 3, the entity agrees to cooperate in infrastructure planning and implementation. Section 4, project-specific agreements or addenda may be executed as needed. Okay. Now we vote on,
Sure. I'll make a motion, we approve resolution 2026-15. A resolution of the Jefferson County Commissioners of Indiana approving interlocal cooperation agreement pursuant to Indiana Code 36-1-7 and implementing the requirements of HEA 1461.
okay, I have a motion for the resolution 2026-15. Do I have a second?
I second.
Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Okay. I guess Brandon wants to run with this. Thomas Lowry,
Yeah.
my bad. Thomas,
I went off a big person, I got a little bit bit.
you did well, because I didn't see you.
You ready for me?
Yeah.
Yes. You have the floor, sir.
When was I up here last day? How long did it take? You got a record of that?
Year? Last summer?
About a year. We had 3 real good months on speeding. And then doing a real good job of then keeping speed in check. That's 2 months before the election and 1 month after. After that time, it just went back to business as normal. I can tell you that they're running 70 miles an hour, but you witness it. You go down to the road, you see how fast they drive past there. How do we stop it? Will you explain that to me? Is it enforcement that we need? Is that how we stop it?
Probably part of it, yeah.
All right.
I mean, how, you can put someone out there 24 hours a day, is that what you?
No, I don't want them out there 24 hours a day, but I don't want them setting up the water at the radio tower from 9 in the morning until 11 in the morning when everybody's already went to work. There's 34 cars as an average that goes through there between 5 and 9 o'clock every morning. You can sit there and you can hear them coming. You can hear them coming. As soon as they get out of the curves, you hear 4 barrels kick in. Totally unacceptable. Is there a representative from the county highway department here? Thank you very much for your signage. I've got 5 new Amish neighbors up there. And these guys are scared to death. They asked for the signs in November. And the county said that it'd take 4 to 5 months to get the signs. I understand that. The day after I called to ask about them last week, they started putting them up the next morning. I know that you guys have had a lot of tornado work to clean up. And it's been a hassle out on a tree search. I know what you're dealing with. But we've got to do something about the speeders. If you want me here at every meeting, I'll be here at every meeting. But we need more enforcement. An ounce of prevention is a pound of cure. Until you start writing $400 and $600 tickets for 20 and 25 miles an hour over, nobody's safe on that road. I was informed that the county's going to start mowing back again this week because they were defending when they cut the gas tax. That's fine because some of the signs that the county put up, you can't see. You know, the weeds are 6 and 7 foot tall. And then there's deers. Nobody's planted beans on the deputy pike hardly anymore because of the all that stuff that went on. So now you've got a deer that's going to run out and he's got 4 foot of clear range to get to the highway. There's 6 deers laying on the deputy pike from Highway 7 to Highway 3 that have been hit. This is a problem. People are weaving around the weeds and getting into your lane and smiling and waving, so it didn't slow them down. It's like if something is in your lane, you have to stop and let it go, you know. But the enforcement is totally it's beyond repair, I think. I don't think it is, but I've got a couple of solutions, but you won't want to hear them. If you call to express a concern, you're calling to complain. That's what I've been told twice. I called 3 times in 1 year. I'm not showing a concern, I'm complaining about stuff that happens on the deputy pike. It's not just the deputy pike. It's Rogers Road, Thompson Road. They all have 35 mile an hour speed limits total, period. Deputy pike is from Thompson east going to, or west going to deputy is 35. From Thompson west to Highway 7 is 40. If you're running under 47 miles an hour, you're gonna get passed going into Madison. It happens to me every day. Don't get mad, I just ease over, let them wave at me and go on. They're not targeting when the speeders are going. I'd love it to be put back in the paper. You know, print their names again. And how much they were running over. Used to do it all the time. You know, 60 and a 40. What's the breakoff point for speeding? What's allowable? 10 miles an hour over? These guys are running 15 and 20 over that. It's gotta be stopped. Only way I know to do it is voice your opinion. If I can't get no satisfaction here, maybe it's time to go to a news source. See if they'll come out and do a story on it. Everybody says buy local. I've come here twice. Now I've got to come here a third time. I'd like a resolution of some sort. I don't want no study done or nothing else. You know what the problem is. How do we fix it? You can't call the sheriff's department and express a concern because you're complaining. So I get 30 of my neighbors together and have them call every other day. It seems like a simple fix. Once you start writing tickets, they will stop speeding. Problem is you can get one guy on Monday morning and be back that afternoon and probably give him a ticket on the way home. They're just way, way, way too fast. The Amish can't speak for themselves. They don't do this thing. They can't have dash cams in their vehicle. I can. I've recorded them. Would you like me to send you a copy of them tapes? Of them passing me and it shows me running 48 miles an hour in a 40-mile-an-hour zone. They're passing me at Kevin Torr's house. By the time we hit Highway 7, they're out of sight. How fast was he running? In that 2-mile-an-hour, in that 2-mile stretch. It needs to be fixed. It needs to be stopped. 2 or 3 months, I'll come again if there's nothing done. If not, if I have to, I'll bring a new screw with me. I don't care. I'd like to keep it local. But I don't seem to get a whole lot of help keeping it local. So Deputy Pike is 16-foot wide, 2 8-foot lanes. Where they're paved, where the paver mark comes together in the middle. Probably 75% of it has that black strip that's covering it where they do the sealing. I'd like it continued where it's not, so that our dash cams will pick up and record if you get hit, because the county has a policy, if you get hit on a county road, it's listed as unavoidable. Your insurance pays yours, their insurance pays fine. No, if I've got 2 wheels in the grass and you hit me head on, you're gonna pay for my vehicle. But not if it's listed as unavoidable. We're not gonna do that shit. That's not right. So, again, the signage, the horse and buggy signs went up. Need to be a couple more. But it's a start and I appreciate it. You know, you guys are busy. But the speeders are just, you know, I'll give you a year. You know, and like I say, 3 months was great. But the other 9 was not very good. So do what you can, I guess, and then I'll do what I gotta do. Thank you much.
Thank you.
Brandon.
I do.
So a couple weeks ago, I received a request for an address on West 56. Well, I'm not here for this, so just so you can check. So down this private drive, there's already 4 addresses off of it. I received a request for a 5th one. It's going to be right about there. But that's kind of excessive for a single driveway. I want to make sure that the fire department, ambulance and police can get where they need to. So been working with Pat, with Matt as well. And I spoke with the Michael Lindsay, who was originally the owner of all this and then split the parcels. And so I've let him know the intention to establish a private drive. Name that private drive and then readdress these houses to that private drive rather than off of, West State Road 56. So, I have an ordinance from Pat. So I think we have to read the whole thing and afterwards, if there's anything, questions or. This one's a long one. It's not as easy as yours.
And we can read it. We usually just split it up into.
What do you like to do? If you want to, you can, if not, I'll read it.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna start reading.
Oh, okay.
Alright, an ordinance assigning the official road name of West Lindsay Lane to an unnamed private common driveway in the 11,800 block of West State Road 56 for enhanced 911 public safety addressing purposes. Whereas pursuant to Indiana Code 36-7-4-405, the Board of Commissioners of Jefferson County is empowered to name and rename streets, roads, and private drives, and to establish and reassign structure numbering systems within the unincorporated areas of Jefferson County. And whereas the Jefferson County Emergency Management and E911 Communications Department relies upon precise spatial mapping layers, a master street address guide, and next generation 911 standards to facilitate rapid, effective emergency response by law enforcement, fire protection, and emergency medical services. And whereas an unnamed private access road with common driveway situated in the 11,800 block of West State Road 56 currently serves multiple residential structures, currently addressed as 11823 West 56, 11833 West State Road 56, 11839 West State Road 56, and 11843 West State Road 56. And whereas the lack of distinct officially recognized road name for said private lane and the assignment of sequential highway addresses along a single deep driveway impedes the timely dispatch and location accuracy of emergency first responders, posing a threat to public health and safety. And whereas the board finds it necessary and in the best interest of public safety and emergency response to officially assign the private road designation of West Lindsay Lane to said common driveway and direct the reassignment of property addresses along said lane. Now therefore be it ordained by the Board of Commissioners of Jefferson County, Indiana as follows. Section 1, assignment of private lane name. The existing unnamed private common driveway originating in the 11,800 block of West State Road 56, serving the properties formerly addressed as 11823, 11833, 11839, and 11843 West State Road 56 is hereby officially assigned and designated the E911 Public Safety addressing name of West Lindsay Lane. Section 2, reassignment of property addresses. The Jefferson County E911 Address Administrator or GIS Coordinator is hereby authorized and directed to reassign the primary structure addresses for all properties taking access from said private lands. Section 3, statutory disclaimers and private nature preserved. Retention of private status. The official naming of West Lindsay Lane by the Board of Commissioners is executed solely for E911 dispatch, GIS mapping, public safety routing, and postal address and compliance. This does not convert, alter, or transform the private lane, driveway, or underlying easement into a public road, highway, or right of way. Disclaimer of acceptance and dedication. The enactment of this ordinance shall not constitute an acceptance of dedication of West Lindsay Lane by Jefferson County, Indiana, nor shall it confer any public right of way or public easement upon the general public, except as strictly required for emergency services and public utility access as provided by law. Absolute exclusion of county maintenance and care. Jefferson County, Indiana, its highway department, agencies and officers shall have no responsibility, obligation, or duty whatsoever to construct, maintain, repair, pave, clear, plow, drain, sign, or otherwise service or manage West Lindsay Lane. All liability, financial obligation, and operational responsibility for the upkeep, repair, safety, and physical condition of the private lane shall remain entirely and exclusively with the underlying property owners, easement holders, or private association. Liability disclaimer, Jefferson County, Indiana, its elected officials, officers, employees, and agents shall incur no liability, duty, or responsibility for any injury, loss, or property damage arising out of, related to, or resulting from the physical condition, obstruction, maintenance, design, or usage of West Lindsay Lane. Section 4, signage requirement and costs. Private signage standards. Standard road signs indicating West Lindsay Lane shall be installed at the intersection of West Lindsay Lane and West State Road 56. The sign blade shall adhere strictly to Jefferson County Highway Department and E901 specifications for private drives. Utilizing a blue reflective background with white lettering. Section 5, mandatory agency notifications. Pursuant to IC 36-7-4-405H. And local emergency communication standards, the Jefferson County E911 coordinator is hereby directed to serve official written notice of this renaming and address reassignment to the following entities. The Jefferson County Board of Registrations, Circuit Court Clerk, Executive Director of this Indiana State Wide Island Board, Postal Authorities, the United States Postal Service, Emergency and First Responder Agencies, Jefferson County Central Dispatch, Jefferson County Sheriff's Office, Indiana State Police, Local Fire Protection District, Local Emergency Medical Services, County Offices and Tax Mapping, Jefferson County Auditor, Jefferson County Assessor, Jefferson County Highway Department, Jefferson County GIS and Plan Commission, like utilities and service providers, local electric utility cooperative, local rural water district, and local telecommunications and broadband providers. Section 6, repeal or inseverability. All ordinances or parts of ordinances in conflict herewith are hereby repealed if any section, clause, provision, or portion of this ordinance is held invalid or unconstitutional by law, the court of competent jurisdiction, such decision shall not affect the validity of any portion of this ordinance. The foregoing ordinance was adopted by the Board of Commissioners of the Jefferson County, State of Indiana, this 5th day of August 2026. That's an outfit.
I'll split it up. So the guy at the end of the lane knows we're doing this.
Yeah, I did talk to him, yes, but.
Okay. Your discussion? I entertain a motion to accept ordinance 2026 and to rename Lindsay Lane, West Lindsay Lane.
Forego the next two readings. Since it's an ordinance.
Ordinance, yeah.
I make a motion, we forego the second and third readings of the ordinance 2026-06.
A second.
Okay, have a motion to forego the ordinance reading. All in favor, signify by aye.
Aye.
Yeah, looking fast.
Yeah. I make a motion, we approve ordinance 2026-06, ordinance assigning the official road name of West Lindsay Lane to an unnamed private common driveway in the 11,800 block of West State Road 56 for enhanced 911 and public safety addressing purposes.
A second.
Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Thank you for your work.
Okay. Annie, you have the floor, dear.
All right. All right, so, okay, you guys are gonna have to bear with me on this one because you know how I feel about the community and the services we provide and the people we serve. So in an effort not to sit up here and sob the whole time, I just wanted to kind of give you guys some information, so everybody has it. These are just my cheat sheets, and you guys can have my copies when I'm done. But basically, I want to start off by just talking about what our goal is. So the goal of Jefferson County Court Services is to provide essential community supervision for criminal justice involved individuals, protect public safety, provide evidence-based programming to support and reduce recidivism, as well as reduce the financial burden on Jefferson County by maximizing every outside funding source we can find. You guys know I'm here a lot, so it is no secret that funding has been cut already by IDOC. We do not have any word from IOCS unofficially. I just heard today, hopefully we will know amounts in 1 to 2 weeks. Unofficially, I've emailed them, to see where we are as far as those allocations for 2027. We also had from previous years, I believe it started in 2022. We had unspent funds from the Office of Court Services, in the amount of approximately $100,000. From my experience in this position for the last year, we had been told that that was money we were waiting for an invoice from the state's money. They gave it to us. We didn't use it. They want it back. Longer story, we had a phone call with them. They said we've been looking into cuts and things like that. So I also formally requested that we be able to keep that, which would be a huge help to be able to keep that. So that in addition to, we have also working on federal grants to see if we can get some additional funding there. Their timeline's kind of weird. Obviously, there's a couple in September that I'm also going to apply for. But just kind of talking about basically that bottom line. So community supervision is a critical investment in public safety, providing accountability and those evidence-based services that reduce recidivism while costing taxpayers significantly less than incarceration. So Jefferson County Court Services continues to provide invaluable services with fewer resources, while rising costs and stagnant state funding have led to staffing reductions, increased caseloads, and fewer services being able to be provided. So continued funding cuts, will have real consequences, including fewer community-based options, increased jail and prison commitments, and higher costs for the taxpayers of Jefferson County. So efforts to reduce recidivism, provide services for those residents, and improving public safety can only succeed if we continue to reinvest in our local programs. In this past year, I did a summation of what we have positions we have not filled, or what we have changed as far as operating costs and budgets. So in the past year, we reduced our training budget by $22,500. So that significantly limited how we can get more of our people trained in these techniques and interventions that help reduce recidivism. We have cut our operating costs by over $150,000. The supervised diversion program was placed back to the prosecutor's office because that's the only grant right now I currently don't get any funding for. When we discuss it with the board, it's not a program that's getting current funding, so that one was given back to the prosecutor's office. We have not filled officially 3 positions since 2025. We have made the group facilitator, which at one point we used to offer 7 individual classes. Now we can do 4 because we had to make that part-time last year. I will also, for the 2027 budget, be making our field officer position a part-time position. In order to reduce cost, we have a PO who has announced that he will be retiring sometime in July. And just based on what numbers I have right now, I've decided not to fill that position. So we will absorb those additional duties once he retires in July. We're still facing a deficit without continued support from the county and county council. Obviously, it will all be, hopefully I'll have better updates by Monday. I just don't know, but something similar to this will be included in the county thing. So again, just to reinforce what services in the last 6 months, we've already seen, if we're looking at people, so we've already seen my apologies, like almost 1,400 people just in the first 6 months. Cases, I apologize. We've had 541 successful completions of supervision, whether that's pretrial, drug court, community corrections, that sort of thing. We've had 51 unsuccessful ones. We've done 1,168 screens And we've done over 1,200 criminogenic interventions, which what those are those evidence-based practices that help, where evidence shows that that's reported to change thinking patterns, reduce recidivism, and, hopefully then decrease substance use in our county. Yeah, that's a lot of information, but I wanted you guys to have that. Any questions? Thanks, guys.
Thank
We
you
will-
for,
We will see on the opioid settlements, what we can work out there that we may need to go to public safety fund or something. I don't know what it's supposed to be. Something we can.
Whatever, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk later and I will go to whatever meetings I need to, so. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
okay. Department updates. Jason, John, Brian, Brandon.
Sorry.
Okay. So, we did order new PCs to replace our aging pad machines. They have arrived. So now we'll just be waiting to get them installed. And we have fully deployed Rapid SOS. I talked about it a while ago. So it provides GPS location directly from your phone rather than the traditional querying process that the 911 call normally goes through. So it's pretty cool. We're liking it. Like now, if you call 911, you're mowing your grass, I can see the little pinpoints of you just mowing your grass. So that's pretty cool.
Is that like a ping?
Similar,
Kinda.
it's similar. So traditionally, like if you call 911, it pings your phone and it doesn't continue to give an updated location unless we reping the phone. But this one with Rapid SOS, if you call, it's gonna keep giving us like a breadcrumb of where you're going. So that's pretty nice, and I could see where it'd be beneficial, especially like if you're in a car you don't want to be in and you're maybe taking against your will or something of that. But it's a really nice software, and we're really thrilled to have it for you. Any questions?
No, that sounds good. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'll go next. All right, call out.
Donuts, pie.
Don't make it up.
Yeah. No pies, no nothing tonight, guys. Sorry. Monday, I just got back off of vacation here. I'm gonna let everybody know I am behind with everything. So if I haven't returned a phone call, I do apologize. I will try my best to get that done. But, just coming back into it on Monday, we got some great news on Monday. We got the new oil distributor truck. So the new truck is here. It's gorgeous. If you're into trucks, it's gorgeous, everybody. I'm telling you, it's shiny red and shiny tanks. So today we took,
Took a spin in the truck?
what's that?
Took a spin in the
I
truck?
have not even stepped foot in it. I stood back and let everybody else go for it, so. But, today, John, myself, and several of the guys, we took it over to the fairgrounds to do a test run with it. Etnar, the builder of the tank and the distributor system, was there. So we laid some chip seal down over at the fairgrounds today to do a test where we didn't have to worry about people speeding by us or blowing our barricades or anything. So it did an absolute wonderful job. We can do full width now. We can spray up to 22 feet. We'll probably cut that down just a little bit. It's extremely wide. It's just extremely wide. So
One pass.
yes. And Scott County was there with us today, got to look at it and see everything, all the functions. The guys from Etnar was fantastic. We took probably 2.5 hours of going over the truck this morning, training. And then once we took it to the field and did the field run with it, it was the rest of the day. And they was going over every function of the truck, showing us everything. They did a fantastic job. Like I couldn't ask for any more. So it looks great. So we're extremely excited about that. And then John's been out and about. He's been out with Violytics trying to get all the roads scanned, I guess you should say, looking for speed limit signs, stop signs, potholes, cracks, everything. So he's been, I know you got Madison Township done, so we got you, Kevin. So we got that going. What else was there, John? There was something else here I was gonna talk about.
No.
Oh, yeah, mowing. We've had a lot of calls about mowing. I just hope everybody's just a little patient with us. We know the grass is tall. It rains a lot around here in Indiana. I just come back from Colorado, the grass is about that tall. So, yes, we're mowing again. Bear with us. We got chip seal coming up, so we may only have one guy mowing or two guys mowing, because it takes a whole crew for chip seal, but we will be out and about, so bear with us, and we'll get the signs cleaned up and everything. And then props to the guys for getting the buggy signs put up over on the pike and several other places. We do have a list. We haven't made it through the whole list yet. It takes a little time to get everywhere. Plus, we have to locate every signpost. So if nobody understands that, if we're gonna put a signpost somewhere, we have to call in a locate. So that may take 3-4 days. So it takes a little time to get all these up. So just hang in there with us. We're getting it. So other than that, I think that's all I got. Anything?
No pies.
No pies,
Okay,
no pies.
we'll see if we can get some over that way.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Oh, I do gotta give our guys props, because I'm telling you, in Colorado, their county roads, wow, they're rough. So thank your guys out there for doing a good job, because it's pretty rough out there, so. And I don't have no big words, so,
Well, we're all shocked.
yeah, that's all I got. Thanks, guys.
Okay.
Hit her in the back of the head when you.
Officer Pickle, come on down.
Mine's very brief compared to Jason's.
All right.
We have, as you all know, a very old biometric fingerprint scanner inside of the jail. We were able to secure a $22,000 grant to get a new one, and it should be installed this month. All of our printers are also on the fritz. So we're in the process of trying to find a way to get new printers, and they are all outside of contract. So
So I just got a new printer, and I actually received quotes from a couple different places, and Leap actually had the lowest on every machine that I had looked at.
I will come and visit you to get those. Because our front office one is finally now not printing on two sides.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, and depending on what you want.
Yeah.
They have a lot of different options for speed, and they'll build you a quote.
So these just died through attrition. It's not like we got a strike or something.
these were all brought from the old jail, and I
Oh, they were worn
think
out
they've
before they
been
got
there
over.
for as long as Nancy's been here, so. So they've been there a while. So they're just attrition. They're all outside of contract, as in Gordon Flush, who is the company that was our contract company with them, will not even service them anymore. Not because we couldn't continue our service agreement, they don't service those machines anymore.
We don't have parts.
Right. Yeah. So we're on the mend finding printers.
Maybe you need to
I'll be there
touch base with
tomorrow.
Heather.
We go through printers pretty quick in the auditor's office, so.
That's all I really have. We have the jail inspection. I will have that, hopefully by the next meeting for the report back. We're on our second cohort of female JCAP. And that's about it. Have any questions for me? I also just got back from vacation, but I already caught up.
She got back from vacation. She's already caught up.
My list.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't see Tricia or Matt.
I love you.
How about Brian?
Kevin took my seat in the corner. It's just throwing me off.
Just can't sit anywhere besides.
Alright, just one thing real quick, so the county park board, excuse me. As I talked about before, we've engaged with a consultant to come up with a master parks plan, looking at the future of county parks. And as part of that, seeking public input, we've got an online survey they're asking people to take. You'll see signs like this hopefully all over town, and, we put them out in Hanover, different places. We got a, bunch of yard signs that are similar color scheme, so if you see them around, take, I think it's like 20 questions, it's not much, you do it on the phone. But yeah, please take the survey. We also got a couple of, public meetings. I don't know, they're not really public meetings, they're just like information sessions where people don't want to do the survey online, they can come and do it in person, and the consultant's gonna be there. A couple of the park board members will be there just to answer questions. The next one's coming up at the DuPont Firehouse, Tuesday, the 11th. And then we've got one more Thursday, the 13th, and that will actually be at Kruger Lake, so. Ask everybody, please give us your input. Just start, it's good for the month of, we're doing it through the month of August. The other day I talked to, the consultant, he gets them like, they dump them on him like at midnight every night. And we got like 87 responses so far, so we're already getting some good feedback, so, but please keep it coming. And, that's pretty much it.
10th, we go to BZA for the setbacks.
The 10th, Monday at 6 o'clock at
Yeah.
City Hall is the city BZA meeting for the setback variance application for the, animal shelter. So don't anticipate any issues,
Hiccup.
but still gotta go through the process. Still haven't heard anything from RDA on funding. They got a meeting Friday. I haven't heard anything, so I'm probably just gonna call in on that one, and drive down there. Yeah, that's it, everything else. I think I've emailed you and kept up on everything else we got going on, so. Any questions?
Nope. Thanks for your work. Appreciate you.
Thanks.
Do you ladies have anything?
We're just here for after.
Oh, okay. My bad. All right.
I brought mine.
You only brought pie for the after party.
Deacon's is closed though, so it's gonna be Kroger's and have to bake them or something, then I guess.
Mine's.
Marie Callender's, is that?
Yeah.
There you go, yeah. You have anything?
I have anything.
Anything? You ladies?
We're still being audited and, budget hearings start Monday. So,
Sarah? Yeah. Josh is getting quotes for the jail. Yep. Should have them from 2 individuals, sounds pretty promising. So we'll hopefully get something started on that week after. And another quote from the security and the lock system, so. Other than that, I don't have anything. Public comment.
I'll go. I wonder if you could have guessed that.
What was my first clue?
That I was here, I imagine. Hi, Eli Chandler, and I would greatly appreciate it if someone started that because I love that it's here.
Want the pressure of it.
I
do you
need it.
start?
Nope.
I think you're just pushing.
Just pushing.
Yeah, long 3 minutes.
I just want to point out, I'm not under any pressure.
No, it wouldn't.
On the back.
There it goes, okay. It seems as though every time I'm in, this room or that one, there's some big thing I'm trying to talk about. And I don't want to do that tonight. Tonight, I just have one quick big thing to talk about. And I'm gonna address it to the camera, to the IDOC. If you hear this at all, my name is Elijah Chandler. I am the son of a prison warden. I am the son of an administrative assistant in the Kentucky Department of Corrections, and I am the stepson of a man who ran correctional industries in Kentucky. I'm telling you, give that woman her money. It will save you more than you can possibly imagine. And I don't know if you care about this part, it helps people. Okay, now, I would love to do this differently tonight and heap praise on things that have happened in this room and in this community. Last night, I went to the National Night Out. The sheriff was there along with some deputies. The chief of police was there. Although it was a great time, I do want to have a private conversation with the person that made the decision to give those whistles to the kids.
ADT.
That was not great. Let's not do that again. But that impromptu splash pad was the biggest hit of the summer for my daughter. And we've done a lot of cool stuff, and all she cared about was water splashing on concrete. So I think if we're talking about the park survey, splash pad should be pretty high up on the list. In addition to that praise, I wanted to praise some people in the room. And I'll start in a counterclockwise motion. Mr. McGrath, it takes so much skill and effort to turn a simple phrase of, y'all, we're gonna call this West Lindsay Lane, into a 10-page document, and I appreciate all the work that must take. Mr. Lee, I said something to you last month. Hey, wouldn't it be great if we had like a little timer or something that people can see from the podium? And there it is. We gotta figure out how to turn it on properly, but we got it there.
Working progress.
Mr. Little, I applaud you for your continued support of the Cincinnati Reds as they are 15 and a half games back. And I hope you'll join me in my hatred of the dirty Milwaukee Brewers. Thank you. Mr. Brammer, every single time I come to these meetings, I am running 5 to 6 minutes behind, and you always make sure that the meeting doesn't start until I'm sat down. Thank you for that so much. That's really good. And finally, to our wonderful auditors. Every other meeting, someone comes in here and says, hey, we're gonna give you 10 more tasks you have to do every day. And you just smile and say, okay. I don't know if you're actually doing them and just accepting them.
Thank you for commenting on my smile. People say that I don't smile, so I'm glad that you did that.
My time's up. Thank you.
Thank you.
Janice Putler. 7878 West State Road 56, Lexington, Indiana. I'm still trying to figure out how things work because I've not been involved in county government my whole life till 4 months ago. Okay, so about the moratorium on data centers. You have referred us to the planning and zoning board, correct? Because you want to hear from them before you all would make a decision, right? Okay, so that board did not meet in July or August, so to approach them at their next meeting, what needs to be done? Do we have to be on the agenda? Are there public comments at the end? How does one get that ball rolling? You're on that committee,
Sure,
correct?
I mean, you'd have to ask to be on the agenda. No one's asked to be on the agenda for the last 2 months, so. Did you send it to Taylor?
Except
I'm
him.
on the agenda for September. I tried to be in August, but you guys said you had no business.
So when did you ask to be put on the agenda?
For August, July something. It was early in July.
So there aren't public comments at the end. It has to be specifically, each one of us needs to ask to be on the agenda.
I would say if you want to make sure that there's a meeting, get on the agenda.
Okay, get on the agenda. Okay, so here's something I don't understand. NDAs. Now, I know you've all said you have not signed any of these. Are non-disclosure agreements common in county governments? Are they legal? Are they illegal? I read that other places, officials have signed NDAs and it doesn't seem like that's a good thing. What is the policy in
Let
Jefferson
the
County?
county attorney.
Yeah, no, NDAs are not permitted. I mean, almost all public business is conducted publicly. There's a very small, limited set of things that are permitted to be discussed outside of public meeting, which are all out in the open door law. So Indiana's open door law spells out what is part of the public record and what very limited things are confidential and therefore not permitted to be out in the open. The rare occasion where an NDA would be signed would only be in developmental stages of like some large project where like essentially, no. Sorry. Between the county, like if the county was working with an engineer, for example, then there might be like trade secrets that were involved with the actual engineer. But that's a product for the county like that. But I mean, like, there's nothing like that happening right now. The county
There cannot be any NDA signed by any county government official regarding any data center at any time.
The county's not building a data center, so there would be no NDA to sign.
Would that not be between the developer and the landowner?
Right,
If they
yeah,
want
that's
an
what I'm-
NDA?
But
Yes, they
That's the
have.
county, the county's not a party to that, so.
Okay. Has anything been turned in about Marble Hill that the general public?
your time's up, so. As for the clock, so we got a clock.
Going once.
I just want to know if anything's been turned in about Marble Hill.
I'm Rebecca Jackson, Baltimore Street in Madison. I am extremely hard of hearing. And I'm gonna tell you, I've said in many of these meetings and I can't hear a thing. You guys are very soft-spoken. So I'm gonna request that there's some kind of a microphone or something so that other people can hear. I don't know if anybody else has had the trouble. I could hear some of them. When you read the thing, I couldn't hear any of it. So I am requesting that some kind of a microphone or some kind of system is so that if it's a public meeting, then the public should be able to hear. Thank you.
You're welcome. Can't you turn your computer open the volume?
My name is EJ Moat and I'm the Jefferson Circuit Judge. I'm here today to express support. Start the conference.
I can, I would, I don't know what you
Lead by
told me.
example, right?
I'm here to express support for the Jefferson County Court Services Program, and any support you can provide to us would be just, we'd be grateful for it. We do have budget meetings. Lenny and I are basically together on Monday morning. And it feels like the last few years, we've had to deal with cuts and cuts. And we have not filled positions, and we have made cuts into programming that program is designed to help people who are in need. And the whole objective of court services is to provide services to people and an opportunity for people who otherwise would be sent to prison. It feels counterintuitive to receive a message from the Department of Correction that they are going to be providing less grant money. Because if we don't have the services available, if we don't have the opportunity to help people in the community, the only option for a judge is to send someone to the Department of Correction. And again, when I say it just seems counterintuitive that they're cutting money for the community programming, which to me seems it's going to lead to more people ending up incarcerated. I believe in the mission of court services. I believe in the staff there. We have a great staff. We've got a peer recovery coach that is nails. We have people who truly care about their clientele, and they do everything that they can. And this is what I say at sentencings. These people will, they will do whatever they can and everything they can and file services on to help you and remove barriers that are in the way of keeping you from doing what you need to do. So that's why I'm here. I appreciate anything that you can do. I know that you all have a tough job. I know the council, we're gonna have a tough job coming up this Monday. Know that money's tight, and it feels like that conversation happens every year, but that's why I wanted to share that with you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
I will say, you know, the state passes a bill to send level 6 felons back to the county. And you know what happened? Like 85 counties had to build new jails. So that counterintuitive, and they would tell us they saved $2 million that year in the prison. How much was our jail?
A little more than 2 million.
Oh, so I understand your question, but I don't seem to mind.
Okay. Anybody else? Hearing none? Oh, you,
Sherry Shabo,
Sharon.
Deputy. Can I ask why the meeting was moved to Wednesday? this meeting?
We had some concerns that people couldn't make the meeting, me
Okay.
being one of them,
I-
so
it
that's
was
only,
gonna say-
that's the only reason.
Okay, I was just wondering because I'm looking for transparency. Like today, you had to read a resolution and some of the ordinances. Is there a way for you to publish that? Ask this of the council, maybe it's not required by law, but to open up that transparency portal. So it's available for us to look at before we come in here. And then we don't have to ask you to read it because it's been made available to the public. So I don't know what that would take to do that. And just to engage with the public a little bit more so that we don't have to have a 3 minute and run us out with all of that. So is that something that you can discuss, or I think you've talked about Sarah being able to put stuff up on the website. I know that for a while, Heather, you were doing it for the council, but then I don't know if that's still going on or if you don't have a means to do that.
So when I put something on, I typically send that to Sarah and Sarah uploads that. So it has become a pretty big job thrown on of every meeting that needs to be put online. So I guess there just needs to be, if the board wants to go above and beyond what is actually required or to do that in the future. And then in the events that we get something like tonight's, was not prepared by the county, but we had already ran that through the county attorney. So is that something that we want to only put what we have prepared up, or? I'm not sure what we have to do versus, do we have to publish?
No, I mean, all ordinances are required to be discussed publicly at a public meeting, to
Okay.
be, discussed at that time and voted on at that time. So yeah, it would be above and beyond.
And ordinances have to be read, but resolutions do not.
Yeah, I mean, yes.
Okay, so technically, at council, we normally read our resolutions, so I don't.
I've made it a practice that I do upload the drafts as soon as I get them. So Heather has already provided a draft for the next commissioner meeting and it's already on the website.
So like today's items weren't on there.
No, I
for
didn't
us.
get the,
Because it wasn't prepared by the county.
So the county meaning the commissioners or whom?
So the township is who actually
township that
prepared
prepared
that
that.
document.
Okay,
So county prepared ones, we have been putting that on there as a courtesy.
okay. So like at the July 7th, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go over because my time was taken up with an answer from.
I don't know that you get to reclaim your time. This isn't Congress, so.
At the July 7th meeting, you introduced a resolution. I think that was the bot, was that, because you had to do all that stuff. None of that, you said it was available the night before. None of that went there, and then you guys forewent the second and the third reading, and you passed it.
It was a resolution.
It was a resolution.
Didn't need 3 readings.
So is
Ordinance.
that available? I know that you did read that right there, but there was urgency to pass it because you had to have all your money spent before August of 2028. This is 2026. So I'm just asking from sitting there watching on my computer, what's going on? What was the great big hurry to have to do that? I'm trying to understand so that we can get on the same page.
So the build, operate, transfer resolution. That we need to start that project and have a receipt or an invoice by the middle of August of this month. So we needed to get started.
So the resolution, though, it said it's the funding had to be completed by August of
All of the
2028.
project needs to be finished by August of 28.
So the confusion and the questioning would have been gone if it was available for public view instead of trying to listen to it, which I can't hear either on YouTube a lot of times. So whatever we
So
can do.
your
to
time is
open
up now.
Whatever
So-
we can do to open up the line of communication with people so that we don't have to be suspicious of what's going on, or why was this moved a day early? So just trying to trust my commissioners in the process and understand it. So thank you. Thank you.
Okay, nobody else?
I'll move with you. You gonna second it?
One second.
Was it adjourned?
Okay. I'd like to understand, we've asked for a moratorium multiple times, and it, from what I understand, it can either go through the commissioners or it can go through the plan commission, and the plan commission can not okay it, but can put it back to you for you to look over it. So we were told that we needed a reason to have it, because you couldn't just say you didn't want a data center, and this is for future. But I don't understand why we can't have the moratorium when in our UDO, some of the main things are to protect and promote public health, safety, morals, general welfare of the jurisdiction, to protect the character and stability of residential, institutional, business, industrial, farming, and natural areas. Encourage compatibility between different land uses and to protect the scale and character of existing development from the encroachment of incompatible uses. And I feel that that's what we're facing. This is in our UDO, these are the laws. And if a moratorium is not brought forward, then you are not following the laws of the UDO. And I'm requesting a moratorium on future, because over the last 2 years, I've lost the trust. I don't have trust in my government now. I feel like a salmon going upstream. It's like we're always having to prove that what we need in this county, it's gotta be more than money. I mean, $60 million, and I know we're not talking about the one presently, but just as an example, that would be a pretty cheap price to buy the county. I mean, our county is worth a lot, and we're talking about all these parks that we're putting in, and I looked over the survey, and the one park, which I'd never heard of, is for Mr. Gray. And I can't speak for his family, but I know Mr. Gray was one of the key people in Save the Valley. And for him to have his park next to something that's proposed would be a total disregard of anything that that man stood for. And I don't understand how we can get $3 million for a park that would be put next to something that is so polluting. And I know my time's up. You're gonna remind me, but I thank you. And I hope we can get the moratorium.
We had a motion to adjourn and a second. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.